and welcome back here to the Just 2019 World Indoor Bowls Championships, live here at Potter's Leisure Resort. And welcome to our live stream, another fantastic game ahead of us. Okay then, so let's have a look for the order of play for the rest of today's games. And let's have a look at the match officials for today's game. And let's have a look at the match officials for today's game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at our live stream. We're now going to pass you over to our colleagues at the BBC.
In the quarter-finals, let's find out and meet the players. And this family man from Queensland, Australia, is making his debut appearance in a WBT event. So let's wish him all the very best as I welcome 3 times Australian sides champion. Give it up for Brendon Egan. And now to one of the most naturally gifted players on the circuit. 3 times International Open and former World Indoor Singles Champion. It's the world #1, Greg Harlow.
Spots available in the last 16 of the Open Singles. The first on the line, will it be Greg Harlow or Brendon Egan? To tell us how it all unfolds, let's say good morning to our commentators, Andy Thompson and David Corkill.
Thank you, Rishi. It's a big question mark here with Brendon Egan. It's a hard one for him, coming up against the world #1, but also the world #1 on his home ground, Andy. That's the difficult bit. And Greg Harlow is super consistent.
Yes, very hard task for Brendon. I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he
25 metres.
A little bit nervous to me, but I think, you know, once he gets the first couple of ends in, I think he'll settle into it. But I'd agree, a daunting task playing the world #1.
Greg Harlow doesn't play outdoor bowls, plays indoor. Takes a break during the summer. And Brendon, well, that's a whole different ball game for him because he's coming from the outdoor green. He does play Tweed Heads, which is a very nice indoor carpet, but it doesn't run at this speed. So he'll have a nice, soft, easy delivery due to the fast Tiff-Wharf greens that he plays on in Queensland. So it's first round match. 2 sets of 9 ends, a 3-end tiebreak, and of course we have the 30-second shot clock rule going. Player doesn't deliver within those first 30 seconds, you'll hear a loud buzzer, and that ball will be forfeited. But of course we have a number of timeouts, so the players can call for those to give them an extra 60 seconds.
Perfect opening delivery there from Greg. Brendon just needs to add a couple of feet.
1 red.
It's actually touching.
No, it's a 2.5-inch gap.
Greg just asking if the ball was touching because if he was to play the backhand again, if it was touching, any movement on his own ball would spring the jack back. 2.5 inches, he can afford to arrive at this with a little bit of weight, even a foot heavy. The jack won't move. Just gives him that margin of error to try and get to the green ball. And of course, an opportunity to draw the shot if he wants to, Andy, but that's
2 red.
I'm sure that actually helps him that much, to be honest.
Well, Brendon's obviously sticking to his forehand, happier on that side. Players have had half an hour roll up, so They're picking their favourite side, rightly so. I mean, as the game progresses, they may change.
Yeah, well, he's making sure he's a little bit wider. I think he'll change onto the backhand with the next one if he gets the opportunity. That jack will spring on the outside red ball.
That's why Greg is changing to the forehand, going for cover. Happy with the two. A good waiting ball.
Looks like a shot to play, Andy, because if he gets the right contact on that, you know, bring the jack to there, he's looking at 2 shots.
Yes.
So it depends whether he wants to play it or not on the first end, but he's 2 down. Can't be any worse off. Surely it's got to be worth an effort.
Yeah, I think it is. Worth reaching. He's playing the forehand, so perhaps just trying to get into his drawn.
It's a hard shot.
Rhythm. Yes, I think this is a hard shot. No, he's not even looking at the ball, so can't be overly confident.
Didn't push through it. Anything up was good. And relying 2 or 3 thirds, you know, it was worth the effort to play. I'm sure Greg, as soon as
Two
Greg
shots,
saw
Greg
Brendon
Harlow.
play that in the forehand, he was saying, well, that's good.
Yes, he would have been happy with that.
Set score 2-0 after 1 end.
Perfect start for Greg.
Good crowd here, as always. Potter's Resort, even for the early matches. Our marker for today, Dan Blewett.
Jack length 24 metres.
Very experienced, Dan.
Greg's wife Kate, big supporter. She'll be here all week supporting her man. And she'll be pleased the way Greg has started. Opening bowls, so key to success in singles, and that's what Greg started with. Perfect bowling. Brendon just looking a little bit nervous at the moment. Needs a couple of ends to get started, really.
It's understandable.
Yes, I think it is.
It really is, Andy. First time here. You know, it's a different atmosphere than most tournaments he would have played before. Although he is a very experienced player, he's a state player. Queensland, also represented Victoria, and he's won the state pairs in Queensland. So he's been about it. He's a good player. Now, this is asking to be pushed into early.
Yes, well, Australians are normally very good at the attacking ball. Brendon just needs to get settled into the draw here. This looks a good attempt.
Good ball. Yep. Not the shot, second, but he's opened the jack up.
1 red.
I would say just reaching with a yard away, but he'll be happy.
Found the weight, hasn't he?
Really has come out the traps
1 red.
quickly, playing really good bowls. He'll be happy with his form at the moment.
Bounce back on the jack, it may just be the one.
Brendon sticking to his forehand.
He's like most Australians, got a lovely, easy delivery.
I think he's close with this one.
Yep. Get through the gap or tap his own ball over. Oh, he's unlucky, is he? Yeah, he is. Jack just moved too far.
1 red. Close for second.
It was See, reaching with a yard. Ball on
The
to
green
Jack.
bowl, inch and a half short.
Certainly one down, maybe two, but you'll be happier with that, Brendon.
That was a good shot. I was going to say, Greg, he was just about to deliver a wrong bias there.
Was he? We've already seen one in the tournament, but I won't reveal who actually played it.
Oh no, we'll reveal that later.
Well, Brendon's had a good look at this. He's certainly got to be attacking the hand that he really favours.
Well, he has to allow the ball to bend if he's going to play the forehand. Now, is he allowing it to bend?
It's in the area. Oh, good strike.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at the jack. It's going upward ring. Oh. One to red. Dear, oh dear.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Catches the red ball. Unfortunately, the jack goes back up the green to Greg's ball, but three good running balls there from Brendon.
Set score 3-0 after 2 ends.
Yes, and with difficult weight too, Andy, because
Yes.
it's not easy to play that just over the weight, really.
Exactly. He played them well.
Yep, it did indeed.
Jack length 24 metres.
Well, Greg Harlow able to dictate the length he wants to play, and that's why it's important for Brendon Egan to get the shot, change this length, because Greg's going to decorate the jack by the looks of it.
Both players leading on different sides. Brendon favouring the forehand and Greg on the backhand. This might block Greg's path now.
Well, Andy, certainly in your first round match, I think it's fair to say both hands going this direction away from the commentary box appear to be very playable. Coming the other way, the forehand looks a bit dodgy.
Yes, that's the hard hand. The forehand and heading towards the commentary box, that's the hardest hand to play. Yeah, I'd agree. Both hands here are playable. A good shot there of Brendon's delivery. As you say, nice and compact, good action, good follow through. Just needs to settle into the draw a little bit.
One red.
Yes, I always like to see players with the follow through, Andy, because any little jerky bits at the end, your timing's not right. See Greg, lovely straight follow through.
Perfect delivery, good delivery action. We're running slightly again.
Two red.
Looks a bit on the narrow side, doesn't it?
Yeah, he won't hold up with that. Loose end here from Brendon.
Three red.
Brendon's probably 3 shots down here. I mean, second and third are not overly close, but certainly got to try to get second ball here. Line looks better. How's your weight?
So you might have pushed through it. That's a loose one. That's a cheap count, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so it's like 3 to Greg.
3 shots, Greg Harlow.
Okay, I'll be very happy. Happy with the man.
If this continues, it could be a pretty short match, but
Set score 6-0 after 3 ends.
you know, for the guys coming certainly from Australia and New Zealand, one of the tactics that really they need to employ is the attacking one, because they're going to be outdrawn initially. That's normal. We expect that. But although you
Jack
want
Lake,
to find your
25
draw
metres.
width, so you want to play draw for the first 2 or 3 ends, you can't afford to be 6, 7, 8, 9-0 down, Andy. So maybe it's worth attacking early, shake Greg up a bit.
Exactly. Yes, I mean, I think Brendon, he's shown that he is a little bit nervous, and understandable. He's played 3 ends, but he's not really had a good drawing ball, and that's the key to success in singles. He's just got to get a little bit closer. Greg has started really well. Opening balls have been perfect.
That's your pressure build up, isn't it? You know, if he misses with this and Greg adds another, all of a sudden, you know, the pressure's just right on him.
Yes, it really is. I mean, we haven't seen much of Brendon, but he's certainly favouring the forehand in both directions. This is, was talked about, this is a difficult forehand. That's a good ball. Sure he's thinking, please just get me 1 shot at the moment. Just get on the board.
One red.
Well, this is going to create a problem, I think, here for Brendon. That ball looks to be in the draw line. I'd agree with you, David. I think he's going to have to start mixing this up a little bit.
Danger is with 1 ball there, he could take it out, but he's on target.
That's a good strike.
Yep, very good. Oh, look at this ball. Is it going to go on the respot, and where's the jack? The question is, did the jack stay in the ditch, or did it go off the rink? It's in the ditch.
Well, that's probably helped Brendon.
Gives him a bit more space.
Yes, it does. Yeah. This will not be easy. Here's
Two
a
red.
forehand runner again. Perfect strike.
Good strong drive. Maybe he would have been better using that earlier.
Yeah. Greg very undecided here. He knows it will be difficult to get close to this jack. I think anything within 3 or 4 feet here is probably going to be a good ball.
Just needs to miss it, and he has. It's perfect. It's perfect because Brendon has to try and secure a second shot.
Yeah, there we see the jack on the right-hand side of the screen. Not easy to beat this. It looks to be under.
Oh, he has to be a lot wider than that. Didn't push through it.
It's going to be 2 shots to Greg.
Good shot to hit it, but he needed to follow it up.
Yes, he did.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 8-0 after 4 ends.
Nil after 4 ends. It's not looking good for the Aussie.
Jack length 24 and a half
Perfect
metres.
start for Greg. We've had 4 ends, and I think the opening ball from Greg on all ends have been good. First time on the backhand side from Brendon. That's a good call, I think. Nope, finding the forehand. Good change of hands. That's better.
Yep, that's more like it. There's a big clap down in Australia.
Gap of 6
Brendon's
inches,
children
10 inches
might
short
be
of Jack
watching.
high.
Bailey and Jaden, if they are. That's your dad's best ball so far. I'm sure they're hoping there'll be a few more.
I'm not sure what the time in Brisbane will be, but probably is it 10 hours ahead, is it, or something?
Something like that, yep, depending on what way we work out the daylight saving. They might just be up.
Yes, I'm sure
That's
they
all.
will be. Cheering on their dad.
That sets up an opportunity for Greg to punch the green ball out of the head.
Question for Greg now. Is he going to run at this, or
Definitely 1 down, Greg. Close for second.
could be 2 down?
Looks like a forehand hit to me. We'll know if he stands on the top inside corner, and that's where he is. That'll hold the ball up. Oh, that looks like he's pushed it out.
I think he has. Always on the wide side.
He knew that out of his hand.
Well, he's shown his intentions, has Greg. Anything past the jack now for Brendon. Yeah, that's a good ball.
Yep, it's always going to be useful back there. The only problem he has, the 2 green balls could disappear. But he'll be hoping for movement on the jack.
Well, Greg will have had a look at the angle, so he'll be thinking if he gets the centre red ball, he could remove 2 green balls here. So Brendon will be praying here that he could score. Looks a good strike.
Don't expect him to miss it a second time. 2 bites of the cherry on this one.
Oh, he's very undecided.
Timeout call.
Yeah.
Greg has 4 timeouts remaining.
Well, he's going to have another look to see what the angles are like. And think his biggest problem is, will the jack move?
Well, I don't think so. If he catches the centre ball, I think the centre ball should remove the green balls, but you never quite know exactly when you're hitting the
I
heights.
just wonder, is he thinking about there? Because that offers up the chance of the 2 green balls going without the jack. If he is a little bit inside, Andy, you know, and comes into the red ball,
Yeah.
he's got an opportunity as well.
I'd agree. I think there's a couple of choices here.
I think that's what he was looking at. The forehand front plant is always on as well, his own shortest ball. So he's got a number of chances to play it, but he's on a different place in the mat.
Yeah, could be the draw.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not happy about the jack moving. Yeah, that's a tough shot
Yeah,
after a
clicking
running
the-
ball.
Yeah, clicking the fingers. I think it must be heavy.
Well, a bit clap there, but Greg will be thinking Depends if it's 1 or 2. If it's only the 1, you'll be happy enough.
Yeah, it's 1 down. It's not bad. Now Brendon running up to play his ball here. I think the shots. The clock has actually stopped. I think at 14 seconds. So he's been given a bonus there.
He was just a few seconds. He was okay. He had plenty of time. He's very fast on the mat. He needs to run with this though. It needs to hurry. Oh well, that's close. That's a real good effort. It could be 1, 2, or 3. Our rings are saying, well, we can't really tell until the green ball is removed. Yeah. Once it's out, get an idea. There's the little chocks that are being put into the balls to make sure that they don't move. You might need another, there's about 4 chocks in there already. Might need a few more. There we go, we've got an extra supply.
Yes. Rubber wedges. Propping the ball up.
No expense spared.
There's plenty of them out there at the
I
moment.
knew that. I thought, oh. They usually carry them in their pocket. They need a bag for that lot. Greg's just sort of saying, yeah, right, okay, get on with it there, Dan. You know. There you go. Now we can see what's going on.
Yeah, certainly 1.
Dog can see the rabbit. It's close. Got to measure it.
Yes, very close. Huh? It's almost like Greg's conceding here, but I don't know. Yeah. Yes, he's taken that one out.
So 2 out and look for the measure for the 3rd.
That's the 3rd.
Yeah, I think that's wise
2
to
green,
measure.
measure
That.
for
Yes,
3rd.
I think so.
Alan Thornhill, umpire. He will sort things out for us. Both these officials were in operation at the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast. So very experienced, very highly qualified.
Yeah, all the umpires are very good. Do a great job here.
Yeah, they're both ITO qualified, International Technical Officer.
3 shots, Brendon Egan.
Well, that's a good way to come back. 3 shots. Brendon Egan is on the card, and he'd be mighty relieved.
Yes, I think he will. Played a good end. I think he'll start to learn more about the rink. Once again, he led on the backhand, so that's something to store in the head for next few ends. Longer jack.
Jack length 28 metres.
Lives in Birkdale, Queensland. Brendon. I love his outdoor club.
What's that one?
Inagira and Ocean Shores.
I'm glad you had to say that one. I think I might have struggled
We
with that.
we get something like West End Bowling Club. They get Ocean Shores.
Yeah, sounds very glamorous.
Does.
Sounds really good.
Very exotic. My apologies if I pronounced that wrong. First, everybody down there, if you're watching.
Yes, I think I'll leave that one to you from now on.
Well, Queensland's a lovely place to play bowls, there's no doubt about that. Great outdoor lifestyle.
Good correction here from Brendon. Settling into the game now.
Much, much
Your
better.
bowl 20 inches short of Jack High. One green.
Brendon can afford that sort of weight himself to try and get to his own bowl.
Yes, he's got to take chances here. And he's 4 ends to go. Probably needs to score all of them to have a chance in this set.
Trucking through a bit with this one.
A bit wide, really.
Yep. That's where his first ball was. Muscle memory's given up on that one.
Good ball.
One green.
Yes, but it's opened it up, and it's made it a real target now. If Brendon doesn't get in with this one, that green ball will be popped out.
Yes, I agree. Brendon needs another one in here. I think the line looks better. How's your weight?
It's going to have to be good. It has to be good to get back in, and he's missed this. Oh, that ball will disappear.
Yes. Choice for Greg, really. He's got a draw to draw the shot or run the ball out. I think he'll be running for his ball here.
Well, if he gets it, the set's over.
Exactly. 3 shots. If he takes the ball out.
Still on the forehand. He's prepared to come inside his own ball rather than play the backhand on the runner.
Yeah, I thought there were more chances on the backhand.
He's close to this.
Needs to hold up. That was close.
Yep. He would
One
normally
shot,
play
Brendon
his running
Egan.
balls on the forehand.
Yes, he
but,
does.
it looked like a bigger target in the backhand, but he wasn't far away.
No, it was very
Set
close.
score,
Just
8-4
misses
after
the ball by
6
2 or 3
ends.
inches.
Oh, it's a mighty relieved Australian out there. He's still in the set.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
So a key end 7 in a 9-end set. The player that's behind at this stage really needs to score. Otherwise, the last 2 ends, they're really chasing the match, and it just works against them so often. And that's not a good start.
No, 2 metres short, so not the perfect start, but he recovered with his second delivery in the last end, so he's going to have to correct again.
Changed his hand, Andy.
I think he's done well to change to the backhand. I think it's a slightly better hand for Brendon. Once again, good opener from Greg.
Probably go back to the forehand now. It's a much wider target there.
Yeah, it's 2 inches past Jack high.
Yeah, bigger target on the forehand, so now he has to find new line and new weight. Got a chance, needs to hold. Oh, he's got it. Well played. Beauty.
One green. 3 inches.
Yeah, we see the ball coming in. Perfect ball, trailing the jack. Good change of hands from Brendon.
Close again. Edge the ball will be perfect.
And he's got it. Yeah, well played. Ah, good signs for Brendon. Starting to get to the carpet, getting used to the carpet. Starting to play well now.
Well, that's what he had to do. He had that drive, you remember, and he didn't get the shot. He lost a double, but he just loosened his arm up a bit. He's been good after that.
Started to play well. Asking questions of Greg. I think he's pulled this one.
Oh, he's through the gap.
The forehand runner's not working at the moment.
Nope. It's been a while since we've seen him miss 3 forehand runners.
He just pulled that one a little bit. Was always under from the hand. I think Brendon's going to have to go for cover here. Going to have to be happy with 2.
I'd be very happy if I had 2 there.
Yes, I think anything.
Back ball, cover the respots.
Yeah, good call.
So you can't cover both at the same time, but he just needs to stop to cover that one at least, and he has. So practically a good ball.
I think it'll be a forehand runner from Greg again. Can't see anything else on.
Yep, front inside edge of the mat again.
I think he's under again.
Same gap. Now it's getting
2 shots.
interesting.
Yes,
Brendon
it
Egan.
is all of a sudden. 8-6. Well, Brendon's right back in this game.
Set score 8-6 after 7 ends.
4 drives, 4 misses.
Yes. Yeah, he didn't correct with that final forehand runner.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Once again, he's dropped short that first one, Andy. He really needs to get that going.
Yes, he does. I mean, last couple of ends, it's the second ball that's done the damage for Brendon.
Yeah,
I'd agree that it's the opening ball that is key, really, in singles.
Yes, he's playing the recovery ball with the second delivery, and you're taking a risk.
Once again, another good opener from Greg.
Automatic change.
Talked about the difficult hands. This is the hardest hand, I think, to find the centre.
He's not far away with this.
Very close.
Needs it full. Didn't really catch it perfect.
1 red.
Once again, it's a good second ball. Kay looking on there.
14 inches short of Jack high.
Oh, Brendon, second ball's good. You need a good opener. Anything past here is going to be good. This is a good ball from Greg.
Choices.
Looks like forehand runner, I would suggest.
Ball out, Jack in the ditch would be good.
I think so. That's what he's playing. Looks under.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, well, he was under. He was fortunate, but it's all part of the game.
Very, very fortunate with that one.
1 green.
Goodness me.
Well, we all get them, David. That's the nature of the sport, isn't it? We all get a little break, and Brendon certainly got one there.
You get more against me than I've ever seen.
I never get them.
Honestly. On the green. Big chance here if he can play another shot on the backhand to drop in for 2 going into the last end.
Yes, I would agree. I think he needs another one in here, Brendon. I think Greg will not be hesitant in playing the forehand runner again, I think. So he needs another one in.
A little chase after that one. Needs to hurry though. It's not bad. Clear road would be even better. No, he's played it.
Very well. I don't think that'll change Greg's shot. I think Greg will be running still on the forehand.
2 green.
Perfect drawn shot. Still a reasonable target this for Greg. Bowls or jack.
Again, front and side edge of the mat. Try and hold the ball up on a line. No. He looks very close to the jack with this.
Very close. Oh, yeah, he's got the shot. He's got the shot.
2 balls. On target. Got the big result.
Yeah. Perfect result.
2 shots.
Takes the
Greg
2
Harlow.
balls out, gets 2 shots. I believe Greg Harlow. Yes, got that one perfect, Greg.
Set score 10-6 after 8 ends.
5th drive of the match from Greg Harlow. First one on target, and he got a beautiful result. Could easily have edged off the front one, Andy, but that thin edge gave him the 2 balls.
Yeah, it was a good runner.
Yep, bang on target.
Jack length 24 metres.
Jack in the ditch was also doing the damage. So 4 up in the last end. Looks fairly secure. I've said that before, though.
Yes. Yeah, I think he'll be feeling happier now.
So no on their first delivery again on his own length.
Well, Brendon, you've got to try to make sure that this ball is at least through the head to give himself a chance of a 4. I know it's extremely difficult to score 4, but he's got to be passed.
I think he's fairly conscious of that. Trouble is, he can't be too far away from his first green one.
It's not bad, not bad. It's past the head.
1 red.
I think Greg will be short with this ball.
Yes.
Greg doesn't really need to go near this head now. Anything 2 feet past is good.
Yeah. Mix and match. That's why he's just trying to drop around to the 2 green balls, knowing that a trail on the jack is where the danger lies.
Slightly too far.
It's not bad, it's not perfect, but it's not bad.
Now, Brendon, are you reaching?
That's what the problem is with the second bowl, Andy. It wasn't close enough to the head.
That's right. It's making it very difficult. Again, I don't think Greg will go near us. Just anything 2 feet behind. Splitting all the green balls. Making it difficult for Brendon to score 4.
Well, there is a shot on here for Brendon. It is possible to play it. Forehand runner, get the ball out, and there's a little nudge on the jack, Andy.
Yes.
Move it 6 or 7 inches, and that'll be enough.
Yes, there's a chance. That's all he would have been wanting with his final delivery, is to have a slight chance. And Greg really, his final ball went too far. So very, very difficult shot, but he's got a chance.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's
no,
narrow, right up the middle.
Oh no, it wasn't a drive, Brendon.
No.
It was a trail.
Too much weight for that shot, Andy.
One
Just
shot
needed
in the
to punch
first set. Greg Harlow.
I think Greg deserved the first set. Played really well, especially the opening 2 deliveries. But Brendon's back in it.
Yes, good signs of Brendon finding his form. From 8-0 down, it started to look pretty grim, but to get back to 8-6. So he'll be up for the second set. Certainly start a lot better.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
Once again, that jack length that Greg likes so much almost guarantees the first ball.
Yes, he's playing it really well. 24 metres. A high percentage of good opening balls. Good reply from Brendon.
The last ball in relation to Jack High, please.
9 inches short of Jack High.
Greg reluctant to play the forehand, so sticking to the back. Slight danger here, giving the shot away.
Yes, it's early days though, first hand, and he'll not be too concerned if he does a little bit of damage. But it's really an indication, Andy, of just staying away from that forehand and how confident he is on the other side.
Yeah, well, I know he doesn't like the forehand side, I know that.
Looks very narrow with this one.
Yes, don't think he'll get away with that.
Oh, he's holding.
He is actually.
Goodness me. Something down there, Andy, we don't know about.
Yes, it held on.
2
Finished
red.
on the centre line. Well, we all thought he was under.
Well, Brendon could do well to arrive at this with a little bit.
Still favourites 2.
You know, get through the middle between the green ball and the jack, or push his own ball in. Goodness me, he's going to need to have a bit of weight on this line.
Oh, he won't hold up with that one. Trying to hold the ball up. Weight was okay. Just missed the line.
Sucked into playing that yard-on shot, Andy.
Yeah, so difficult. We all get, as you say, sucked into it. That was the correct weight, but just slightly wider. Well, Greg definitely going to be changing to the forehand now.
Just dropped away.
2 red.
Still just a 2.
Well, that probably helps Brendon because his own ball probably won't now go out the head, so he could afford to be attacking here.
Yep. Stronger weight, better chance. It's all on the connections. Green ball into the red. Got it.
Perfect result. He's got 3 out of that.
Yeah. Really good result. And that really came from Greg Harlow's last ball.
Yes, Greg's last ball made sure
3
that
shots.
Brendan's
Brendon
ball
Egan.
would not go out the head, so perfect ball here. Hits the target, gets maximum result.
Set score 0-3
Brought
after
his
1
own
end.
green ball with it. Oh, dear. It was a maximum. Yeah, I think Greg knew that he was going to be losing something. It was that ball that came with it that just hurt a little bit more.
Maximum result, but perfect start for Brendon.
Jack length 28 metres.
Both players using the same make and model of ball. Brendon using a size 3, Greg size 4. So very little difference between them in terms of the line they're having to take.
There's a good view of Greg's grip.
Two red.
Well, that's created a problem for Brendon. It looks to be in the forehand draw line. Brendan's pushing this ball up. Needs to have a clear path. Don't think he's running.
Now he's got a problem. 2 short balls. Back ball's still there, but he hasn't got anything close.
I'd expect Greg to add number 3 with this one.
Those short balls are in the way, Andy, if he wants to play a runner, but there's a lot of space out there. Still expecting to be able to draw the shot.
3
His
red.
nearest ball's probably about 18 inches away, but I'd agree this looks an awkward head from Brendon. Possible change to the backhand.
He's got a bowl to rest on, but the forehand, if he gets caught on the front red one, he's in trouble. The jack's very tempting. Oh, he's playing for the jack.
Don't think he'll hold up.
Wow, he has to hit his own bowl here. This is going to be a very cheap 4.
Yes, he's just played a bad end, basically, Brendon. Played a bad end, and he's going to be punished. I'd agree with 4 to Greg here, I'm sure of that.
There's a couple of cheeks, but that was a... He just worked it out wrong. That was all. It's... You pick up a big 3, you're really concentrating on getting the shot the next end. Take the benefit of it. As it is, it's going to be wiped out. And it looks like there's an extra one to be added on with his crest. Yep. 4 it is, and 3.
4 shots, Greg Harlow.
In the second set.
Set score 4-3 after 2 ends.
It's more like an over at the Ashes, isn't it? At a 4 and a 3, first 2 overs.
Shot length 25 meters.
Correction. Looking behind the jack's going to be difficult to remove.
Perfect ball from Greg. Good correction from his opening delivery.
One red.
Conscious of the fact he didn't want to drop short.
Yes, and that's always tends to happen. Push through and you know it doesn't get back. Good ball again from Greg.
One red.
Just needs to hurry on this line. Well, Greg won't want to play the forehand. A little touch in the jack and the forehand would secure 3, but it would also offer up a much bigger target.
Yeah, good call. I think Greg will be, in my opinion, just sticking to the backhand. Doesn't need to make it easier for Brendon. Brendon's got a difficult shot. To run.
Oh, he looks good.
Very good. Well, giving him a slight target, so there's no doubt about it now that Brendon will be playing the forehand here. Running through, try to remove the 2 red balls.
Yes, he has got a deep green one, of course. That's useful.
Timeout called. Brendon has 4 timeouts remaining.
Jack is the target. If he gets the 2 balls, it's a real bonus, Andy, but Jack is the target.
Yeah, I think it will be.
You know,
Again, it's hitting the target, and there we see it. The top red ball, that's the one he's got to navigate just past that ball, I think, really.
He's certainly going to have to allow this to move a little bit. He's on the front edge as well to try and hold the ball up. Very quick.
Very quick. Very close. Great strike.
Oh, no. Has he been unlucky?
I think he's going to be 1 down, I think. I think he's hit. I think his ball has stayed in the ditch, but I think Greg's ball.
Yeah.
Still live, Greg.
Greg's ball stayed on. It's just a matter of who's line the shot now.
I think the way Dan is indicating it's green. So perfect strike from Brendon.
Toucher in the ditch.
Greg
Yes.
doesn't know, so it's a measure.
Just see the ball nestled in the ditch. That's the toucher. Good strike. Bang on target.
Yes, good strike, I'd agree.
Didn't allow it to move. Didn't even attempt to get to the 2 balls, Andy. He just went for the jack.
He went quicker than his previous 4-hand runners.
So there's a little string out, and it's a locking mechanism on it.
Yep.
Is it locked out?
It's always difficult when you go in the ditch because you've got to go down to the ball. Don't think that's quite reaching. Looks like Greg.
Yep.
Yep. Looks like Wonder Red. Always go back to make sure nothing slipped. And then push the ball out if it's a shot. There you go.
Great shot.
Good hit. Reduced to
1
count,
shot,
2-1.
Greg Harlow.
Set score 5-3 after 3
Well,
ends.
this is one of the 3 things that the winner will be looking forward to enjoying on Sunday. It's a Langham Glass Trophy. The other 2 things, of course, are the check and the ranking points, which are
That
absolutely
length 24
vital.
metres.
Short jack length. You can just see the way Greg pushes that ball out nice and wide. Allows the bias to take effect now. Here it comes. It trundles all the way back in towards the jack. Beautiful. Very consistent with that 24, 25 metres.
He really has played it well. Opening balls have been good, and this is basically the difference in the game, really. Brendon's opening ball has not been good enough to put Greg under pressure. Recover.
It's a good effort.
2 green. Oh, sorry, 2 red. 2 red.
He's automatically in a heap of trouble now. First 2 deliveries, he's chasing this end.
He's in a bit of trouble again. Just a draw for Greg, just try to add number 3.
Let's see where this one finishes. Is it going to get in the way? Well, it's not bad, is it?
2 red and a measure.
I don't think it was meant to be a blocker, but it's worked out pretty well.
I think it has. I think it forces Brendon just to play the draw.
Yes, prior to that, he had a good forehand runner. It's not looking too pretty now.
He's saying the ball's not coming back, but just slightly up.
Just over the weight.
2 red.
That ball would have made centre rink, Andy.
Yes, it would have. Yes, clear run it would have. It was just that 2 feet up. Greg going for cover now. Anything behind is good.
It's so hard to draw this shot. He might as well have a go at it and hope to reduce it from, well, possibly 3 down to 1.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good a target here, does it? I mean, it finds the gap between the 2 short balls. He hits the target.
It's a hard shot to draw, Andy.
I think it is. He might have a go here. No, sticking to the draw, not easy. Urging the ball up. I think he's got a chance here. Good try.
Really good effort. Real good effort. Deserved a lot for that one because that wasn't an easy shot to play.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
A good last ball from Brendon.
Set score 6-3 after
2
4
shots down,
ends.
so reduced it to 1. Keeps him in the set.
Jack length 25 metres.
Absolutely killing it, isn't he?
Certainly is. I mean, I think we don't have a lot of stats on Greg's opening delivery, but I think it'd be very, very high. We'd be looking at about 90% first opening delivery within a foot. Very impressive. You're normally a stats man. I thought you would have given me that information.
What were you asking for, Andy? Because I just...
Opening delivery within a foot. I'm going for 90%.
Probably right. I think we're about 2 ends where
Yeah.
he sort of... But it was a correction on the second ball.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you this one, though. just now you've annoyed me for stats. That's all. Greg Harlow, matches played, WBT 180. Oh, look at that. That's an interesting group of players there, wasn't it? Yeah, they're all experts up there in the green seats. 180 matches played, and he's won 124. Ooh. So that's a pretty good batting average, isn't it?
That's very good.
Really is.
So that's what, 60% win, roughly?
Yep, near enough.
1 red.
That's good going. How many games? 180?
180, yeah.
You were up a long
Lost
time last night working that.
56. Brendon Egan played
one.
almost 1 match.
Right.
So that's where the difference is, and that's why we expect Greg to win this match. But Brendon Egan has really shown some good form, and he's a good challenge because Australians always are.
Oh God, Greg got a bad reaction to the ball there, bowling to the
Very
jack.
close to shot.
He's almost given the shot away. That was unlucky.
Greg's ball is close to short. How far short of Jack is that, please?
Gap is 6 inches. Slight favour for your green.
Ooh, wow. Well, I would have a tendency to believe, and because he's got a good eye.
Don't think he's played this one well.
has a little tap on the ball. It may have moved it a fraction.
It often does, even just a couple of millimetres.
Oh.
Yes, I
Oh,
think
that's
it
moved
has.
it.
Yes, it has.
That's definitely moved it. Bit unlucky there.
Yes. Yeah, just needed one ball wider, but good try from Brendon.
Uncle.
But yeah, I'd agree. I think it looks like one
Greg
to
has 3
Greg.
timeouts remaining.
The umpire is now looking at it.
A very interested crowd. Big crowd here for this match.
I expect capacity crowds all week now, David. Not many seats available.
And is he going to get another tap on it? Just another little tap. Definitely one red.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Not an easy head, this, for Brendon.
I tell you what, there is a shot on here, Andy. Front red ball, right in on it. If he misses it on the high side, he gets the green ball.
Yeah. Yeah, good call. Good call.
I think all 3 reds could disappear, leaving him 2 shots. If he gets the outside green ball, the red will disappear and he'll get at least 1.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing the draw. This is hard.
He's not played many good balls on this backhand side.
Well, if he has the running, he's got a chance.
Oh, you had a perfect line.
Oh,
Just to run it.
He's got a good, strong forehand run ball in his armoury. I'd love to have seen him play that shot. I really
Back,
would.
please.
I think all 3 of those reds were
Yes,
We're
could have.
just disappearing.
Amazing for shot, but
No, it's convinced it's one to red. Love to see the little metal calipers coming out that Alan's using. The method is you keep the one end of the caliper just down on the green, on the rink that is, and then you just let the others slide through if they can. That's well in. Lovely piece of apparatus. Yep.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Marked it on my card, and I don't have to change it. Bit of a chase on now for Brendon. So have a look at the jack lines. You can see Greg Harlow, 24, 25 metres. It was very similar in the first set. This is the second set, and the one opportunity on the first end when Brendon got a 3, moved on to 28 metres. The trouble with that was he lost a 4.
yes, it was. Yeah.
Jack length 23.5
Quite a
metres.
good skill as well. I mean, the throwing
Set
of the
score,
jack is not
7-3.
easy, and
After 4 ends.
Greg, quite simply, is throwing every jack below 25 metres, which is not easy to do all the time.
This one's very short. Oh, Andy.
Yes.
He's in trouble.
There are troubling signs now for Brendon. Greg line 2 good shots here. A lot of pressure now on Brendon. Needs a good one. This will certainly be number 3. So Brendon cannot afford to drop anything more than a 2 here, or he's going to be in big trouble. Perfectly.
3 red.
Good attempt.
Yep, giving this a go. Big chance, needs to run. Good effort, good correction.
They reduced it to 1.
1 red.
Certainly pushed this out on the wide side. Here it comes. It just shows, Andy, the fact that even with a short jack length, the value of a wide bias ball.
Oh yes, without doubt. Came back well there.
Timeout called.
Well, Brendon's in trouble now. He's going to have to strike this. He struck well on his forehand,
Brendon has
but
2
he needs to
timeouts
hit
remaining.
this one.
Oh, that's a tough hit. Front ball's in the way. If he's a bit narrow, he won't get any result. If he goes a shade wide, that's not going to be easy either. Ball on the jack, he'll still lose 2 or 3 on the respot.
Pulled it.
Yeah. Anything on the inside, just going to get caught on his front stuff.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 9-3
Greg
after
has
6 ends.
just been too strong in this match. Every time Brendon Egan thought that he was getting back into it, it was snuffed out the next end. Picked up a 3 following a running ball in the first end of the second set, but immediately lost a 4 in a very scrappy end from him. Greg's kept the pressure on after that. 3 singles
Jack
and a
length,
double.
23.5 metres.
23.5. This is really short.
The thing is, Andy, that 2 shots in this end to Greg and the set's over and the match is over.
Yes. I think that's what Greg will be after. Get the game finished quickly.
And once again, really close in the short jack length. I'm sure his opposition in the next match, if he finishes this off, will have noted that.
Are you trying to scare me, are you already?
Oh, just game plan, mate. Game plan. You know what it's like. You like the short ends anyway.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yes.
Should say that Andy had a very good win over Wayne Wilgris in the first round. Young local player who had some very good and very vocal local support, as always.
Yeah, he did well, was Wayne. Played really well, but just managed to get over the line.
The old man prevailed.
Yes, just.
Good stuff. Good match. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good game. See Wayne in the audience this morning, so he's still hanging about for a day or two.
Oh, this looks narrow.
I don't think he'll hold up with that line.
It's funny, he seems to be able to pick out
Yes, just
a
holds on.
line
2 red.
that I've never seen before, really. You know, another yard on
20
that, he
inches
was
short
all
of
over
jack
it.
height.
Yes, he was.
Oh,
Oh, there they are.
There we are. Wayne in the middle, Jimmy Chesney. Scott Edwards to the right, who's through to the second round. Jimmy Chesney, well, he's always a dangerous player, isn't he?
He's playing well as Jimmy.
Good player. He's deceptively laid back.
Yes, quite a cool customer, but playing good balls. This looks like number 3, so Brendon once again in a bit of trouble. Might be the big drive, I think, Brendon.
Needs to hit this.
3 red.
Has to score at least 2 shots to give himself any sort of a chance. It's a match lie against him at the moment. Going for that narrow line again. A little bit extra weight this time.
He's in the area.
Yep, close to clean jack. Well, he'll settle for that.
Yes, he was close.
In the area, fortuitous, but in the area.
1 green.
There we go. Catches his own ball, but it was a reasonable target. Gets a good result. Nothing too adventurous here from Greg. Just be the backhand draw.
Closing down, really, isn't it? And
Yes.
he's just trying to make sure he doesn't. If he does lose this end, he loses a single, no more.
Close.
Yep, very close.
On the shot. Perfect ball. Great ball.
There you go. He's making no mistake.
Oh, that was a perfect delivery. He only had 6 inches to draw the shot.
1 red.
Good wide line. Falls in. Touches the jack. Perfect ball.
Not prepared to
Timeout
lose
call.
even a single.
Brendon has 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, Brendon, how are you going to get out of this one?
Well, he has to reach his own ball, Andy. It's the only way. Punch it out, because if he gets the outside of the red, it's no good. It's going to the other red. He needs his own ball to punch into it.
He does. Needs his own ball onto the jack. Yeah, taking his time. Quite right. Bit warm out there. He's attacking. In the area.
Yep.
Ah,
ball on
good
the
strike.
ball.
Good
That's it.
strike.
I think that's the only way he was going to get the shot.
It was. He got it right. He's played his running balls well.
If he'd been
1 shot,
using
Brendon
those weight
Egan.
shots at the beginning of the match.
Set score
Now,
9-4 after 7
I
ends.
know why he didn't, because he was trying to play himself into it. But when you're this accurate,
Yeah, played it well.
he could have been playing that from the first end.
Yes, I'd agree. Probably early on he was a bit nervous, just wanted to settle into the game, but his running balls have been good. Still a good lead though, a healthy lead for Greg.
Jack length 28 metres.
It's Judy Potter just in the background, her usual seat. I normally enjoy describing her jackets, but I'm going to leave that one.
Yes, I always give you that area. That's your department. There she is in the background. Good supporter of our sport. Much appreciated by all the players.
Yes, she loves the balls. Change of length. No change of first ball though.
Been very, very impressive, that has. He'll be delighted with his form.
Which, of course, you'll be hoping will deteriorate over the next 3 days.
Exactly, yeah, I'll be having a word with him, saying, look, please don't be as hard on me. Guys, playing with confidence. World #1, you would expect that.
This is good. This is a good ball. Yep, that's very useful.
Well, Brendon's got to score 2 here to keep this game going.
Well, the first 2 have given him a chance. Greg will be trying to close the end out. Close the match out if he can. Touching Jack's a bonus. Didn't happen. Very few touches in this match, Andy.
Yeah, it's been difficult sometimes to get to the centre.
There's Judy. She doesn't always tell me what jacket she's wearing, but...
So you're not going to have a guess then. Some sort of pink, but...
Well, occasionally she tells me. So.
Right. Good effort here from Brendon.
Yep, edge of zone. Very good. One of the two that he needs.
One green.
There have been signs. You just think another trip or two and this guy could do a lot of damage.
I'd agree. I'd agree. I think he will have learned a lot from this. Trying to get back again.
It's taken Greg to be on very good form to keep him back as well.
Yeah, Greg's played steady, very steady.
Close for this. Once again, he's closing it down.
One green.
Well, I think he's looking at possibly taking the red balls out, but I think he's going to have to gamble here.
You can see what he's after, Andy, can't you? You know, he's thinking to himself, if I manage to get into that bowl, you know, it takes, well, this one will disappear.
Brendon has one timeout remaining.
And again, this one actually should go sideways.
Yeah, so
and that leaves the other two, possibly even this one, in the play for 3 shots. So,
yeah, I don't think he could be faulted by having a run at this. He's got to gamble slightly, unfortunately.
It's a match lie against him.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got to gamble. Possibly forehand runner, as you say. Take the 2 balls out.
Been good on the runners.
I think he's playing it. Good call.
Oh, he was close, but it's not going to work. One shot it is.
And that'll be good
One
enough
shot,
for
Brendon
Greg
Egan.
Harlow.
Second set in the match, Greg Harlow.
Quite solid.
Very, very professional performance by Greg Harlow. Played very well in that match. And a very good indication about how Brendon Egan settled in too, because if Greg hadn't have been in that sort of form, it might well have been a different result.
I agree. Greg's opening 2 balls were very, very good. Brendon, I'd agree with what you're saying actually. He's come back, his first time here. I think he'll get better the next time.
So confirmation 11-6, 9-5, good stuff. Both get the 7th end in both sets, and it was just a chance for Brendon Egan, but well taken out by Greg Harlow in the last 2 ends. Now Greg got off to an absolute flyer, playing really good stuff, and eventually Brendon had enough and said, well, I'm going to start hitting things, and he still lost a couple on that end, but there were signs after that of getting his game together. Picked up a 3 in that last end. Greg, first time he hit on target after 5 drives, so he was delighted with that, but once again, Brendon Egan able to convert things. 2 or 3 down to 3 up. That was the first end of the second set, but the second end of the second set, all that lead was taken out and with interest, losing a 4. And then Greg took over by consistently scoring 3 singles and a double and closed the game out very nicely indeed. There we go. Ends 1, 11-6. Total shot score 20-11. That's probably a fair reflection of the match. Touchers 7 against 5. There weren't that many. Jack length, well, Greg Harlow dominated on that short jack length. He was very, very impressive.
Both players alongside me now. Well, first of all, have a word with Brendon. Greg made a great start. You must be proud of the fact that you just didn't let him get away with it completely in that first set. And you made him fight.
I did make him fight. I was actually, nobody's more surprised than I am after being 8-0 down like that. Yeah, I was happy to get back and have that chance, you know. But he played that great shot to turn those bowls out for a couple, and that was kind of it from there. Reset.
What was the experience of playing here at Potters for the first time like?
It's brilliant. Complex is brilliant. I love it. You know, we just don't get this sort of hospitality back home. You know, it's just 3 meals a day. Unheard of. Unheard of.
Well, if nothing else, that's worth coming back for next year. Brendon, commiserations, but thank you. Greg, you've got through again. It's been a while since you won the title, but you're obviously the world #1 now. You're in good nick. How are you feeling about this year?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, this season my form's been a little bit up and down, but I put a lot of practice in between Christmas and New Year, and I felt today it all paid off because first bowl was pretty good on most ends, which put Brendon under pressure. Having said that, he led a great charge in that first set, and obviously laid the two shots on the 8th end, which had I missed would have been level on the last end. Anything could have happened. So I was relieved to take the 2 out, and then obviously made a brilliant start with a 3 on the first end of the second. And I'm thinking, okay. But fortunately, I got a 4 straight back and then just edged away. And probably the experience of being on the rink was just enough then to get me home.
Experience, always vital. I've got to ask you, obviously there's a fairly big match coming up for you this afternoon. How easy is it to put that out of your mind once the action starts against Brendon this morning?
Incredibly hard, to be honest. 2 different disciplines, the singles and then the pairs, and it's very, very difficult because obviously you're trying to concentrate on both matches, whereas normally you just focus on the one. So it makes both matches incredibly hard, and obviously not too much time now in between, so I need to get off and just sort of come down a little bit before we start again very shortly.
That's my cue to let you go then. Congratulations, Greg. Commiserations, Brendon. Well done to both players. Let's bring you up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all later.